Good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you gathered here for this momentous occasion, the first ever Ruh Lit Fest. Let us take a moment to soak in the excitement and energy in this hall, filled with passionate readers, writers, and literary enthusiasts. Today, we all have gathered here to celebrate something profound: literature, the art that bridges, the art that bridges the art that bridges imagination and reality. The Ruh Lit Fest is not just an event, but a sanctuary for the curious mind, the creative soul, and the thinker in all of us. To begin this special event, let us invoke the blessings of the Almighty. I invite the school choir to render the prayer song. Thank you for that beautiful rendition, choir. May the blessings of the divine guide us through this inspiring day. Now, it's time to illuminate our path forward with light and knowledge. I request our esteemed dignitaries to come forward for the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. Thank you, dignitaries. With the light shining bright, we are ready to embark on a journey through the corridors of literature and creativity. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are privileged to have with us some truly remarkable individuals who have shaped and continue to inspire the world of literature and education. Allow me to introduce our esteemed guests. Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff, CEO of Calorex Group, author of Baby Steps to Big Dreams, Essential Conversations for Modern Parents and Safe Teen Steps. Mr. Ananda Krishnan, CEO of Operations, Calorex Group. Mr. Ashok Rajagopalan, a celebrated author and illustrator whose work has touched the hearts of children and adults alike. Dr. Manimekalai Mohan, our beloved correspondent mom. Founder of SSVM Institutions, a visionary leader and an advocate for holistic education, and of course, an ardent reader. We also extend our warmest greetings to our dear directors, Shrisha ma'am and Nitin sir, principals of SSVM Group of Schools, our dear parents, and the enthusiastic students, without whom this event would not have been possible. A special welcome to our participating partners, Omni Books, the Hindu Publications, and Happy Reads. Your presence enriches this event. Let's give them a big round of applause. Now, to formally inaugurate this auspicious event, I invite our principal to speak about the Ruh Lit Fest and share a few words about its inception and vision. Please join me in welcoming our dear principal, sir, Mr. Peter David Dunoon.
Thank you, Sarjan, for that lovely welcome in your words. And I'd like to welcome all parents and our beloved founder and principals, directors, and particularly our special guests. We're very honoured to have Dr. Manjula and Ashok sir with us this morning. And I had the most wonderful conversation with Mr. Ashok sir this morning in my office that reminded me that we're all on a journey, and so much of that journey is inspired through books, reading, and literature in general. I just want to give a quote from Carl Sagan, who said, "A book is made from a tree. It's an assemblage of flat, flexible parts, still called leaves, imprinted with dark and pigmented squiggles. One glance at it and you hear the voice of another person, perhaps someone dead for thousands of years. Across the millennia, the author's speaking clearly and silently inside your head, but directly to you. Writing is perhaps the greatest human inventions, binding together people, citizens of different epochs, places and times, who never knew one another. Books break the shackles of time and proof that human beings can work magic. I've always been a reader, myself and my family, my daughter, who I'm blessed to have with me today, escaping all kinds of unpleasant realities in a book. I think it's been a life skill that's probably the one that I personally am most grateful for acquiring. I'm grateful to my teachers, I'm grateful to my parents, and I'm grateful for being able to have the resources that actually made me the reader that I am. And it was enlightening this morning to find, meeting Ashoksa for the first time, how many joint parallels I was able to make between my life in my humble way and his, which has been such a wonderful journey of transformation from, before the computer age, adapting to computers, and still being the wonderfully creative individual that he is. I'd like to thank our wonderful directors, our lovely and auspicious founders, the guests and principals and educators, the team who is behind the Ruh Lit Fest have just been amazing. There's too many people to mention, but of course Janet has made a huge impact on the organisation of the week in itself. And I want to thank particularly the founders and the directors for allowing such a thing as a book fest to be part of our routine at Ruh. I think it gives a blessing to the importance of reading as a life skill, and just the incredible journey that reading provides for us, and that journey is intrinsically linked with our education and progress. I know, at my advanced stage that I'm very, as I said before, very grateful to be a reader, and it reminds me too, whenever I read something, that it's wonderful to learn something new every day, and I'm very grateful for that. Grateful to be still amongst the young minds that we have at the school, and feel very blessed to be there. Thank you all very much, and I'd like to announce the Ruh Lit Fest as being open, and we're looking forward to the journey that we have ahead of us. Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you, Mr. Peter Dunoon, for those inspiring words. With this, we officially declare the Ruh Lit Fest open. Let the celebrations of literature, creativity, and learning begin. Mr. Ashok Rajagopalan will now be proceeding to the Ruh campus to conduct some exciting story and illustration sessions from all our learners, right from EY to advanced years. Sir, we don't have words to express how excited we are. Dear parents and students, the much awaited part of today's event, a fireside chat on total parenting solutions. We're absolutely thrilled to have Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff with us. Dr. Shroff is a renowned author, edupreneur, vlogger, podcaster, life coach, and much more. An executive alumni from the Indian Institute of Management and London School of Economics. A President of India awardee, she is the MD and CEO of Calorix Group, which runs more than 60 institutions across the country. A Rajkumari from the Surangi family of Odisha. She has influenced the lives of more than 1 lakh students over the past 3 decades across 60 plus institutions. Further, Dr. Shroff is a regular speaker at the United Nations summits on education and climate change. She also believes in working towards the mental, physical, and spiritual well-being of people through her exclusive work called Shroffism. We welcome you, ma'am. Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff, along with her co-author, Ms. Ragini Bharadwaj, have authored this pioneering book, Safe Teen Steps, a very relevant title in today's digital age. The book deals with tough topics like social media addictions, cyberbullying, harassment, and relationships, amongst other taboo topics. Her previous book, Baby Steps to Big Dreams, is a bestseller on parenting. It also has the honor of being the only book to have ever been read at a United Nations COP event. Today, Dr. Shroff will be talking to us on total parenting solutions. Before going ahead, let's watch a video.
Namaskar, I am Ananta Krishnan and we welcome you to a partnership with parents to achieve the NEP's goals of mental health and emotional resilience in students. Last year, we brought to you Dr. Manjula Pujashrav's #1 bestseller book on parenting, Baby Steps to Big Dreams, that was launched in over multiple cities in India and abroad. Let's take a quick glance at the book tour. As we toured multiple cities and met influencers such as you to take forward the NEP's objectives of improved mental and emotional health in students, during our discussions with educators, directors, administration and management, the question invariably popped up if we should address these issues by directly talking to teenagers and senior secondary students, since they are so much more at risk. Working on this thread of thought, Calorex is proud to present the sequel to Baby Steps, Safe Teen Steps, Making Young Adults Cyber Secure. Safe Teen Steps is dedicated to A. The brave hearts of parents in the shadow of grief and pain for losing loved ones to the dangers of the online world. B. To all teenage girls who have faced the daunting challenges of cyber threats, you are not alone. C. The online world is not safe for boys. This book is also a salute to the courageous teenage boys who confront the silent struggles of harassment compounded by hiding their emotions. We applaud you. Many of you are already familiar with Calrex's development of India's first teacher mentor influencer, Maya.
For online parenting counseling, Calorex brings to you Sitting by Maya, Parenting Conversations, adapted from the #1 best-selling book, Baby Steps to Big Dreams, and its sequel, Safe Teen Steps. Sitting by Maya is a 3-step process to get your online parenting solutions. Step 1, go to sbm.manjulapujashraw.com. Step 2, easy registration with your existing emails. Step 3, select the appropriate age, topic, and FAQ from the drop-down and get the parenting solution. Why wait? Register now and discover the benefits of Sitting by Maya for your parenting journey.
At Calorex, it's our endeavor to teach beyond text. We bring to you total modern day parenting solutions of Baby Steps and the sequel Safe Teen Steps, and the online solutions Sitting by Maya. Please join us in our journey to create resilient and empathetic students who will be better prepared to thrive in the VUCA world where human race and the AI is poised to mingle. Thank you.
Calorex Group, 27 years of experience across different domains of the education industry, who will conduct a fireside chat with Dr. Manjula Pujashraw on total parenting solutions.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, you guys are there also. Hi. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. I thought Coimbatore would be a bit more colder, but it's quite warm and cozy here. So we can go straight away to the session. All right, we'll try to make it interactive because kids are also here. So kids, You're taught to be attentive in the classroom, always. So if you can, let me see to what level of attention do you carry in your classes. You saw a video, audio-visual clip, and you saw a lady in the clip. Yeah? And you're seeing a similar lady sitting next to me. Yeah? So how many of you here believe that both of them are the same? Parents, you also can join in, like kids. All right. A few of you here, up there. All right. And how about this section? All right. For those of you who have not raised your hand and believe that both the ladies are different, can you tell us what is the difference all about? Yeah? You can shout it out for me, please. You can shout it out. She's much younger. I love that compliment. Thank you. Any other? Any other answer, please, apart from being younger? Let me also tell you that Maya, since its inception, which is about a year back now, has already created content and worked in the education space, which a team of dedicated about 50 teachers could have done in 5 years' time. That is the power of AI. That is the part of the world that you live in. AI has got its benefits, it's got its drawbacks. We'll go into it one by one. So first, let me take the first question to Dr. Shroff. Dr. Shroff, you have been an educator all your life, 30 years in the industry. You've set up more than 60 schools. You have about 1 lakh students on hand, right? And then you have also come up with this particular book. Thank you, Ra. This particular book, which is a beautiful book on parenting, the bestseller book on parenting, which is launched by the President of Mauritius, and also happens to be the only book which has ever been read at the United Nations. So within a span of about a year, you did 5 attendances at United Nations, speaking on climate change and sustainability. You have been representing the country. And in your evenings, when we are hooked on to the mobile phones, she has been writing. She has been doing this book called 15 Steps, which is basically a book to make young adults cyber secure. Ma'am, my question to you is, this book I understand, we all relate to this book because you've been into schooling, you've been into running institutions, you've been into parenting. So you wrote this book. Why this book, Safety of Teenagers? It's a very different topic. Why this book?
Good morning, everyone. For those who are rightly asking the questions in their minds, especially if you're a student, and saying, why is she going to talk to us about total parenting solutions? We're not parents, we're students, right? Let me first answer that question. It's a series of books that we wrote on parenting, especially because parenting is such a challenge today. The realities with which your dads and moms grew up and the realities with which you are growing up, there's a universe of difference. So this book, the first book, which became a bestseller hit, I don't think I had much to do with it, except that the time had come. Parenting was such a challenge that everybody was looking for modern solutions. It was when we were touring like this and talking about parenting solutions that many principals and educators shared what is happening in the online world. The book contains a lot of online gaming, etc. And I'm going to start right out with one example, which really then led to this book. A principal shared in one of the southern states, I think it was Hyderabad, Bangalore, that there was, a lot of children are almost addicted to internet, digital gaming. Internet gaming. And she shared that a very bright 11th grader stopped coming to school. And they would call the home and the parent was not responding. 2 weeks later, the father comes back and says that there was a game called Black Box Challenge. The challenge is that you are supposed to find a household item and strangulate yourself to feel the adrenaline rush, to feel the blood gush to your head. That child didn't know when to stop, and he strangulated himself to death. And I heard many such incidences, anecdotes that I'm going to share with you. These are real case studies. And it was during all of that, United Nations speaking and all of that. Every time I was on a flight, every time that I was writing, but more than me, I want to give my gratitude to my co-author, who's a Times of India journalist, Ragini. And she's been writing on students' case studies for 15 years. So Ragini had this rich experience of real situations that the teens of India are going through. And that's why we wrote the sequel. And the sequel is as important to parents because they need to understand the online world that children are living in as it is to you. As it is to the pre-teens, which starts at 6th grade, and the teens, which is 9th to 12th grades. And as we talk about topics written in the book, you will say, because you live it, you just don't know it.
Fantastic. This book, ma'am, Safe Teen Steps, talks much about taboo topics which the parents nor the teachers find it very easy to be talking about with students. Topics like sexting, topic like sextortion, topic like grooming issues, catfishing, scarlet letter, many such like. If you can kindly explain to us what are these words and why are they important for the children to know and how should they be safe?
So in the Indian curriculum, the CBSE has a chapter on sex. We call it sex education. And if the youngsters are smiling, it's okay. Let's talk about sex, okay? As it's supposed to be talking about. Sex education in our chapters refers to the reproductive organs, we give you the diagrams, and we give you all of that. This book takes it a little bit further. It talks about the influences that young children have online. Who understands the meaning of the word sexting? Come on. I'm here to explain it any which ways, but I know you know it. Actually, you may not even know the word, but you're indulging in it.
The murmur says that they know it all.
You are indulging in it, and let me explain it to you. Sexting is any text message that contains any sexual connotation, whether explicit or implicit, which means even a diagram can be sexting, okay? I know this. It's all fun, right? At teenage, because of so many body changes, you're going through biological change, emotional change, physiological change, hormonal,
Sociological change.
physiological change, biological change, emotional change, all kinds of changes, hormonal. It's very, very natural to be curious. But what I'm trying to sit here and say to you is it's important equally to know the laws of the country and the consequences of those laws. In India, sexting is a criminal offense. Section 356, Indian Penal Code, talks about sexting for juvenile crime, which means under 18. What that means to say is if anybody is proven to be sexting, you can go to jail. Therefore, it became very, very essential for us to address these topics because most kids may not know it. From that, I also want to tell you I'm going to bring in another case study that somebody said to me about what we call online grooming. You know how, anybody, what is grooming? Want to tell me? Shout out from the audience. What is grooming?
Yeah, please, please.
Go ahead.
The child there, please go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, go ahead. If you can give the child a mic, please, if you don't mind.
Or just step forward, come here.
Come forward, yeah.
And go.
Come forward. Take this mic.
Yeah. So online grooming is?
Basically, when someone above legal age or above 18 is like trying to manipulate someone younger than them.
So very well said.
Fantastic.
So very well said. You know, she got two things very correct. He got two things very correct. The fact that it's an older person trying to prepare a younger person. And in the online world, it's not necessarily for good. When a person is grooming you, he or she is a predator. Everybody, what is predator?
Yeah, this section.
Just shout out. Who's a predator? One who hunts. One who hunts. Okay, we'll give you a lot of questions to answer. One who hunts. A predator is somebody or something that hunts. You know, we learn in classroom a big fish eats a smaller fish. So the big fish is a predator. Just as you are innocently gaming online, there are predators online waiting to hunt you. And now let me explain how these things can happen. Through a basic gaming, everybody is into games, most of you are chatting. Or you get a friend request that pops up. And it appears like your same age, very attractive photo, and you start to chat. It can be as harmless as that, and that's how it begins. What you have to be aware of is it can be a fake ID, it can be a fake photo, it is a fake age. Somebody who's posing is an imposter posing to be a friend. And how the grooming process starts, sometimes children are alone at home. A lot of you grow up because husband and wife, parents are working, so you have a lot of time alone with your devices. And that's when, and you share innocently to a friend saying, you know, my mom is out for work, she comes home at 7 o'clock, I have an older sister, I have a younger sister. You give away such information. And that's how they start to chat with you. As they befriend you, you start sharing personal information, sometimes compromising information. It can start as a picture with a halter neck and go down further to semi-nudity. Here is the predator preparing you for that. And once you share those pictures, two things can happen. And the book talks about the statistics that 66% of students, youngsters, who are chatting online with strangers, meet them offline. And I want to tell you that if you meet a stranger offline, it can lead to all kinds of harm. But if you don't, one of two things can happen, right? You can say, no, I don't want to meet you offline. And when you do that, sometimes they can blackmail you. They can blackmail you saying that they will release your semi-nude pictures and make it viral. And I'm going to give you another case study. Another principal shared with me that a girl was being blackmailed by her classmate. You know how everybody in their teens believe that if you don't have a relationship, something's wrong with you. You have to have a relationship. It gives you a sense of adequacy. It gives you a sense of worth. Please remind me to talk about relationships.
Certainly.
But for a minute, I'm going to just not digress and give you that case study. So this girl was in some whatever relationship with the classmate, and she wanted to break free because it was too much distraction. So the guy did not want her to move on and threatened to make her pictures go viral. And the pictures are more than just kissing. Thankfully, this girl talked to her dad. And the dad told her that I'm going to file a police complaint, which he did. The boy was rusticated, the case was closed. I want to tell you this. If you have, for a small online romance, if you end up having a FIR, police first information report, FIR filed against you, it stays with you for your entire life. When you go to college and somebody searches you, this will pop up online. When you want to get a job and somebody searches you, and that is exactly what happened to that kid. His entire career will always be a question mark. It is not worth the risks. But sometimes you take these risks because you do not know the consequences of it. Yeah?
Fantastic. I have a couple of questions about social media. But before I go to social media, if you can kindly explain to the audience the difference between internet and social media.
Peter, I have always followed Australia. I am extremely, if there's one country that I study very closely in terms of education and the way they conduct education, has always been Australia. I've been extremely inspired by the policies of Australia. And if one country has shown boldness in really dealing with the social media menace, it is Australia. As you know, Australia has banned social media under 16.
Fantastic.
Assam, under
You
16.
don't forget to take the first copy of this book today.
Yeah. So under 16, Australia has banned social media. And sometimes we wonder if that's right. What we need to understand is the distinction between internet and social media. You know, before COVID, we were all doing internet. And it is good. We were giving assignments, we were doing all of that. After COVID, the social media platforms started to hook you. Today, they're designed in such a manner that 2, 3, 4 hours are mindlessly, meaningfully engaged in social media, which has no benefit. We are making this distinction. What is being banned or talked about banning is actually the social media, not the internet, which still has its benefits. Today, in India, phones in classrooms are banned. Currently, there is a law that is being tabled in India called DPDP law, where parental consent and verification is required before children get on social media. You know, you write 16 falsely and get on it. The dangers is what I want to tell you. You are young children. Your brains are not fully formed. Brain formation goes all the way till 20s. You're in your, 10 through 16, 17, right? You're not fully formed. What you see online sometimes is such a wrong representation of society that you believe that it's right. All the pornographic material, all the sexually explicit material that is available is messing with your brain. You may not know this, but earlier, if you had to, when adults went to cinema halls and there was explicit sex material, the film was categorized A, and younger children would not be allowed entry into cinema halls. Today, on your available devices, all kinds of things pop up and you watch it without knowing what is right and what is wrong. And that will have serious consequences as you grow up as an adult. The other thing that is not working right is, so Gen Z is already in the, you understand Gen Z, X, all of that, you understand? Gen Z is in the 20s, early 20s. You guys who are in the classrooms are Gen Alpha.
Guys in the front row here.
You're possibly you will be either baby boomers or you will be.
What is that? Baby boomers.
Yes,
Wow.
you'll possibly be. So every decade, they just sort of categorize the population to look at the traits. The Gen Z today, the block of the 20s, nobody wants to hire them. It's true. Nobody wants to hire them. You know why? Because they can't concentrate. They have a sense of entitlement. They don't want to take any responsibility. That can happen to you. Because you know what is happening is because of the internet, they say the real mania is shrinking your lobe. So it's really dangerous. So what we're trying to make a distinction is between internet and social media and the evils of social media.
Lovely. Now that the difference is well established, okay, guys in the room, give me a heads up. How many of us are on Instagram? Teachers, don't watch. Close your eyes.
But nobody's raising the hand.
Teachers, close your eyes. Parents who are watching us online, close your eyes, close your eyes. Okay, guys, nobody's watching you. Insta? All right, at least these guys are bold enough to raise their hands. Others who are murmuring, we understand you're in Insta. Thank you. Okay, now guys, do you understand the meaning of Rinsta? Settle down, settle down, settle down. Settle down. All right, got that, guys, got that. Settle down. So you all are in Insta, got that. Thank you very much for being honest with us here. We also are on Insta, so that's the honest answer again. How many of you are on Rinsta? R for Rin, Rinsta. Anybody wants to raise their hand? Okay. Finsta, F for father, Finsta. So parents, have you ever heard? F for father can be renamed as Finsta also. And how many of you are on Sinsta, S for sister, Sinsta? Yeah, amazing, right? So ma'am, what are these words? Why are they dangerous?
So before we wrote this book, I was not aware of this dictionary. We are only taking the example of Insta, the Snapchat, right? I think kids prefer Snapchat more. I'm told that's slightly more safe because Snapchat allows you to purge the data after a period of time. On Snapchat, right? And there's an auto-delete command. But on Insta, it just stays for life. Let me first come to these definitions, and then I'll tell you what's really happening and why you need all these accounts. So you have to understand this. In order to create an Instagram account, you need a real email ID. You understand that? You see, because your OTP, your verification, etc., has to go to a real email ID. Are you understanding this? Which means that your home IP, wherever your Wi-Fi is, or your school, or wherever you create it, is already available online. Yeah? That's what we call a Insta, the real Insta ID, the first one that you create, which is linked to a real email ID. At least 50% of this room has multiple fake Insta accounts. And that's what we call Finsta. You may not know it, you're already doing it. And people create Finsta accounts sometimes in the friends' names to harass everybody else. They create accounts so they can morph pictures. You're doing it, I know it. This is happening because the statistics say so. You're not unique. You're a teenager on this planet and everybody's doing it. And you want to know the risks involved in doing that. And I'm going to explain it to you. The last one, Sinsta. How many of you are aware of the dark web?
Yeah, dark web.
Yeah, all children know. The front row and all don't know.
They're feeling shy for not.
Front row and all that don't know. Because you see, children are native to technology. See all those hands up there. And we adults are migrant to technology. See, they don't know the terms. They don't know the terms, but they're already doing all this stuff. So the last one is Sinstar, which is a secret Insta of the dark web. So I already told you that it is this fake accounts that gives you a sense of false courage. It gives you a sense that I am on a fake account and I can say and do anything. I can do cyberbullying. I can do online harassment. I can comment on people's private parts. I can put up dirty pictures. I can indulge in sexing. And I can indulge in cyber sex, which you're doing. But let me tell you that your fake account is attached to your real account. And if anybody, God forbids, files a case against you or against that account, it will trace back to your home. There is no such thing as no footprints online. There are always footprints. And I'm sitting here to warn you of the consequences. Only yesterday, we come from Gujarat, okay? We come from Ahmedabad. One 10-year-old girl eloped with a 16-year-old boy because they met on Insta and there was an online romance. After 48 hours, you'll feel hungry for food. The romance will go out of the window. Happening. So don't believe that you have a fake account and you can do anything. You can be traced. I'm going to give you another real example of the Sinstar account, which is the dark web. And again, I'm going to quote, because it was all over the papers, the principal of a very well-known school, every time they release the examination schedule, they used to get a blackmailing email saying that if you conduct the exams on this day, we will release nude pictures of the teachers. For 1 year, the school could not conduct exams. But it was understood that every time the 11th grader examination schedule was out, something is to happen. So they narrowed it down. Cybercrime was called, police was called. It took them 1 year because it was a dark web. But remember, things have gotten smarter since then. People are learning. Even the law is learning. Finally, it was traced down to one 11th grader. He had to leave the country. 6 months later, he committed suicide. All because this kid did not know that blackmailing, threatening to release nude pictures, and holding up the examination is a criminal offense. He was doing it in his narrow interest, saying, I do not want an examination. How foolish is that? So if I've told you about Rinsta, Insta, Finsta, Sinsta, be warned. I know you have multiple fake accounts, but they're really not fake. It can be traced back to you.
Fantastic. Today, these kids are known as the iPad generation. Right? Why the kids? Even the parents of the kids have now become iPad people. And it's a thing that people spend about 3 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours. Let's just take a dipstick. How many of us here use use mobile phones for more than 3 hours a day? 3 hours a day? 3 hours a day, guys there, top? Majority. 5 hours a day? 5 hours a day? Okay. 8 hours a day? Parents, you also don't feel shy? Most of you are at 4 hours a day, we know that. 8 hours a day? 12 hours a day? So, screen time takes majority of our time, right? So, what are the dangers of screen time? Right? First question. Then I have a second question, which is, how does it interfere with real stuff? The difference.
iPad generation and screen time I'll take now?
Okay, iPad generation screen time you can take now. Real versus real, I want to take you separately. Okay.
Okay, so how many of you have younger siblings in the house, younger brothers and sisters? Large number, right? Okay, good. So, settle down, settle down, settle down, settle down. I'm now going to talk to you as a responsible older sister or brother. So please listen to me as a responsible older sister or brother. You see younger children always on the device, right? That's why they're called an iPad generation. All the time like this. I'm told by my teachers that sometimes students are forgetting that the books are opening like this because they're so used to doing this on the reel. First, let me start with saying that today's devices are being used like babysitters. You're eating, hold the device. Parents are talking, hold the device. They're sitting with friends, hold the device. I'm cooking, hold the device. Everything device. Not because, of course because it's convenient, but if parents knew, and I want you to know because you're old enough as older siblings, the dangers of screen time with youngsters, you will start intervening in your home. Okay? So when kids are continuously looking at iPad, you have to remember, I have said again before, that brains are not formed till 20. If your brain is not formed now, think of a toddler, think of a 2-year-old, 3-year-old. The brain is what? Like squishy, like little clay, still forming. Now I'm going to give you an example of, a real example a father shared with me. They had taken a little toddler, say 3-year-old, on a pram. And they were walking around. And they'd put the pram near a plant. And they were chatting with neighbors. Suddenly this child started shrieking and crying. So they ran to the child thinking that maybe there was a bug in the plant that bit him, or there was an ant, or his hand got trapped somewhere because he was shrieking and crying. When they go there, they find that the child is safe. Nothing's happening. You know why the child was crying? Imagine this is a 2-year-old. Child is trying to do this to the plant. Understand? He thinks it is an iPad. He wants to expand the leaf. It is not expanding, and he's crying. So, okay. If you think it's funny, of course it's funny. But let me now tell you the real consequence. You have a younger sister or a brother who is confused in life. The brain is not even formed to know what is real. They think screen is real. Can you imagine what kind of a human being that's going to be? With the brain not formed? You understand what is dementia? Is when older people start losing memory because the brain loses its power. Today they're talking about the iPad generation starting to have dementia because the brain will not fully form. That's on the danger. Let me come to the biological changes in the body. When the screen, staring at the screen like not even blinking, a lot more children are wearing chashma. They're having dry eyes. There's something called carpal tunnel syndrome because they're holding the device so much like this that the arm is feeling numb. This is something like spondylitis people used to have in the 40s and 50s. Young children are having it. There's another thing that we are calling about what we call a popcorn brain. The brain is popping now, every now and then. Every time else it's quiet. It's leading to children are not playing outside and holding devices. So if you are a responsible older sister or brother, you will start restricting screen time for your younger siblings. The World Health Organization says that from 0 to 2 years, no screen time. From 3 to 4 years, no screen time. 4 to 6, 1 hour a day. 6 to 12, 1 hour a day. And 12 onwards, which also goes for adults, 2 hours a day. So will you start being responsible for the little children in your home? Because they're really at threat, both physically and mentally. You don't want your younger brother or sister to grow up not fully brain developed, do you? So start taking that responsibility, okay?
Fantastic. Youngsters try to seek validations for many nonsensical acts. Jumping from the bridge, jumping into water, some vague dances, somebody going and kissing a cobra, right? So, yeah, these are real things happening today, right? So, there's a huge confusion between real versus real, right? How, and also creates an identity crisis amongst children, right? So, what is to be done to cope up?
So, this cobra, let me tell you, real thing happened. Everybody wants that one picture that will go viral. Earlier, we were taught hard work, you have to work hard to be successful. Today, you have to just take an outlandish picture, it will make you go viral. People are forgetting that after viral, nobody cares, nobody remembers anymore. So somebody was kissing a cobra to make the picture go viral. And the cobra decided to kiss him back.
See, the best part is whenever she gives his answer, the hand is like this on me.
So the cobra decided to kiss him back, and he died in that whole effort to go viral. But let me tell you, when you're young and you're in an impressionable age, as you all are, what you see online begins to have an impact on your mind. The first I'm going to start taking is body shaming. Everybody in the adolescence has a sense of, India has, everybody, the whole world has very, very unrealistic beauty standards. Size 3, 4, something. Everybody needs beautiful hair. Who has the best hair in the country? I don't know. But who, ma'am? Give me somebody's hair that is very good. For the girls, I'm going to take an example. Whose hair is very good in Bollywood? Deepika? No. Whose hair? Come on, tell me.
Shout out the names.
Okay, whose teeth are very good?
Madhuri Dixit, of course.
Madhuri Dixit teeth, okay. Somebody's hair, yeah, come on. Who are these young actors? Vani is an actor. Sorry? Who, Kapadia?
Dimple Kapadia.
Dimple Kapadia, madam. Madam, your age, madam. I want children's examples. They don't even know who's Dimple Kapadia. Who?
Deepika Padukone.
Deepika Padukone, height we'll take. We won't take her hair, we'll take her height. Okay, so this is what the girls want. Deepika Padukone's hair, height. Deepika Padukone's height, Janhvi Kapoor's body. Okay, see, everybody's laughing. That means it's the right answer. Give me someone's hair, yaar. Come on. Alia Bhatt, what do you want to take?
Smile.
Alia Bhatt, smile. Skin. Okay.
Noora Fateh dance.
Noora Fateh dance. Okay. Okay. So, calm down. I want Deepika Padukone height. I want Janhvi Kapoor body. I want Noora Fateh dance skills. And I want Alia Bhatt smile or face or skin or something.
And for the boys?
Now let's go to the boys. For boys, I got these real answers. They want to be Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli. No? Who do you want? Tiger Shroff? Then tell some names. Who? South Indian name.
Pushpa Hero, whose name?
Pushpa Hero. Let's do. Chala. Pushpa Hero. But Allu Arjun's terrific dancer. Allu Arjun, terrific dancer. Okay. So I want, for the boys, I want Virat Kohli's fame and to be that much of a cricketer. I want Tiger Shroff's body. And I want Allu Arjun's dance. Too much. Tiger Shroff spends 4 hours in the gym. Virat Kohli, apart from playing cricket, his game 6-7 hours, another 3-4 hours bodybuilding. I don't know about Allu Arjun, but he's spending equal amount of time on his acting, on his... What are you doing? You are watching them on Instagram 4 hours. And you want a combination of everybody. You have to know that beauty standards are often cosmetic. They are in the profession where they need to look beautiful. So they spend a good amount of money. And time. Because the profession demands it. Your profession is academics. If you're wasting your time thinking about hair, relationship we have to talk, okay? Because the statistics says 80% of indulgence is relationships. If you're doing anything else except academics, let me tell you, you're really off track. There's plenty of time to do everything. There's plenty of time to do hair and teeth even. This is not the time. This is the time to do academics. This is the time to focus on your subjects and your life, because you're going to build your life today. Shall we go to real and
Yeah.
Go, ask me real.
Yeah, so in this current situation, there is no distinction between real and real. So how do they get back to the real life?
Real. See what happened. Everybody remembers TikTok. It's banned in India. TikTok is banned in India, but you know what happened is they got the
Ingredient correct.
formula correct. What is TikTok's formula, which every other reel has, is what I'm going to explain to you now. Whether it's a Facebook reel, Insta reel, whatever reel, this is the formula. 60 seconds or 90 seconds, topic will change. When you do this, a new topic will come. It is on infinity scroll. The minute you do this, something else will come and it can go on to 5 hours, 6 hours. The platform is designed to hook you. It's also an auto start. You don't know it, just press a button to start it, it'll start. See what it's doing to your brain. Every 60 second, your brain needs a new topic. How will you concentrate in the classroom? It goes for adults also. So our attention spans are going down. 40 minutes is too much, because every 60 seconds your brain needs new things. That's a real danger. Apart from that, when you are looking at so much pornography, you think all that stuff is real. Very far from reality. You begin to think that when you grow up, that's the kind of life you'll have and then you'll be happy. You're setting yourself up for failure. So let me tell you the reality of your world. I'm not here to scare you. I just want to make you aware. I want you to get real with your life and get serious with your life. When you're going to grow up, happiness is a goal. If you are going to do body shaming to yourself and others, if you're doing bullying to others, if you are continuously watching pornography, or at least sometimes, you are setting yourself up for failure, because all of that is not real. You will always be unhappy and feeling inadequate. So happiness goal has gone out. Now let's take some of your career goals. When you grew up, humanoids, who understands humanoids?
Yeah, shout out.
Robots.
All right.
Human-like robots,
lovely.
correct. Human-like robots. By 2040, if you see the kind of production that's happening in China, by 2040, everybody's seen at least Optimus? Everybody's seen Optimus? So Optimus is, in America, nobody has house help. We have servants in India who help us. America, everybody does everything themselves. So Elon Musk, Tesla's owner, he has invented an Optimus robot. that does all your housework. It can cook, it can clean, it can go and do gardening, it can do laundry, it can do everything. That is the first human-like robot already available. Today, China and America are producing so many robots, human-like, that is why it's called humanoid. That by 2040, by the time you will just go into college in 5, 6 years, 15 years, right? So you'll just get into, after college, get into jobs. Apparently, 1:1 ratio. For every human being, there will be a one humanoid. So for your jobs, you have to compete with robots. So for your jobs, you'll compete with robots. Your happiness index is gone. What are you looking at? So get real. Pay attention to who you should be today, and that is academic goals and nothing else.
Fantastic. So let's take a disturbing element in the academic goals. Relationships, right? Which everybody is craving for today, right? Every child, regardless of whichever class, wants to be in a relationship, right? Because you feel left alone or whatever, right? Why is it happening? What is it causing? And what should children do?
So when we do these sessions, I talk to 9th graders and all that, because we believe 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th anyways understand relationships. And we are like, should we talk to 5th, 6th graders about relationships? The 9th graders tell us they know much more than us. I love you. Do you know when I love you is first said in school? LKG itself. Like LKG student understands everything about I love you. Everything they understand about I love you. See, it's very natural. Preteens, so let's understand this phenomena. You know what is puberty? Puberty, okay, so we have boys and girls, and let's understand menstruation first. Let's talk menstruation. Menstruation is not a discomforting topic. It is biology. I often tell parents that we need to teach our boys the sensitivity to protect a girl if there is a blood stain on the uniform and not to laugh. If you're laughing, you're cruel and insensitive. It is a biological process. So menstruation sometimes can happen at age 9. And do you think an age 9 girl is old enough to understand everything about menstruation and protect herself so much that sometimes there will not be a blood stain on her uniform? And do you have the right to laugh at it instead of protecting that girl? What kind of value system is that? But it happens in our classrooms. It happens on Indian soil. Our boys are so insensitive. If a child falls, one boy or girl will go to help, the rest will stand and laugh. How mean is that?
That is because we are living in the bullying capital of the world.
So there is a statistics that says that India, 85% of children are being bullied. Earlier, on campus when there was bullying, we used to, teachers would be watching, parents would be watching. Online, nobody is watching. Online, continuously people are being bullied. So the point that we are trying to make here is what you do online, you're doing so much bullying online, it will become part of you. What you do too much becomes part of you, right? So beware of the real world and the real world. Beware that too much screen addiction can actually lead to what we call withdrawal symptoms. Now let me take back to that little child who's watching a iPad generation. Try taking away a device from a young child. The child will scream, shout, howl, roll, all that. You know why? It's withdrawal symptoms. When you do drugs, it gets into your body, and when you remove the drugs, people react. Small children are already addicted to the digital world. They are reacting. That's why we call it digital addiction, which is like drug addiction, for real.
So the relationship thing, we have to complete that part of it. So if I like a girl, or what should I do?
I was asked this. I said, this is the time for your academic goals. This is not your time for romance. One child stood up and said to me, how did you manage your infatuation when you were growing up? Let me tell you. If you feel, and it's natural, you must first know this. Exploration is natural. Because there are so many hormonal changes happening in your body. To feel attracted to the opposite sex, to be curious is natural. But to go beyond it is not necessary. So if you feel butterflies in your stomach because you have an infatuation, feel the butterflies in your stomach. Why must you go and tell the person that you are giving me butterflies? He's not giving you butterflies. You're feeling the butterflies in your stomach. Just enjoy the feeling. Don't do anything about it. Not necessary. It'll go away in 6-8 months. A teacher was sharing with me, her daughter came and said that, I will take some name. We'll take Peter's name, it's safest. Came and said, this is 6th or 7th grade. She's a teacher. And said that, I want to marry Peter. 6th grader has already decided about marriage. So the mother said, being a teacher myself, I said, oh really, what do you like about him? So he gives me a lot of attention. Every time he's praising me. That's the reason for marriage. Anyways, 6th grade, a little brain, small child. So she said, I decided not to react. Every now and then I would just casually say, how's Peter? And she would say something. 3 months, 4 months down the road, this girl was having a birthday. So the teacher said, let's draw up this birthday list for your friends, who you want to call. So all the friends' names were there, no Peter. So the mother said, what happened? You don't want to call Peter? Oh, horrible boy. Infatuations don't even last 6 months. Why go make a fool? Whether if you're a boy or a girl, why go make a fool of yourself anyways? I'm going to give you an example of Michelle Obama. Who's Michelle Obama? Barack Obama's wife, right? Former president of America. She said, no boy or girl is worth getting sidetracked from academics. Because all the serious people are busy building a career. She said, if I was in school and I was getting attracted to somebody, I would not then marry a gem called Barack Obama. Because I did not meet him in school. I did not meet him in college. I did not even meet him in law school, which is after college, right? I met him as an intern. She said, it is because I waited that I met a gem. All the serious people, I'm telling you, are busy building their lives. So don't waste your time. Build your own life. Be worthy of it.
Fantastic. How much time do we really have more? How much? Aditya ma'am, how much time? Time is up. All right. So, we want to take note.
Last question.
Yeah. So, a lot of issues are there.
We can either do a last question or throw it to the audience. Last question and then, yeah.
Yeah. So what are the solutions to the current problems that we have in hand? Right? Screen time, relationships, lack of attention, right? All the catfishing, cyber problems. So what is the solution to it?
Right. So because I've been talking so much, ma'am, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. When we wrote this book, we decided that it was important for us to talk to students, faculty, parents, everybody. And so this is our
106th session.
106th session. We met ma'am in one of the conferences about 2-3 months ago, and she was very kind right there to say, come and talk to our students and our parents. It's important. I want to tell you, there are many, many schools in the country. Not everybody allows you to hear such honest, open conversations. It is because people like her who have an open mind, people like her who believe that education is not just bookish. Because if you are being blackmailed, how will you pay attention to trigonometry? Our job is to create healthy human beings. And that's what she's standing to do, and that's why all of you are here. These are not easy conversations to have, but they're important ones. They are ones that will transform you. Yeah? So every time I get, since I'm posing so many issues and giving so many case studies, I always get this question, what are the likely solutions? Solutions are not very easy. However, we need to start somewhere. So I sort of coined this acronym called ROAD, R-O-A-D, right? Like road ahead. The first one, R stands for reducing screen time. You have got to do it. If you're on 5 hours, come to 4. Then come to 3. You have got to do it. If you have younger children at home, please be responsible. Yeah? The second one, O, is outdoor play. And every time I'm talking outdoor play, I get these complaints saying school has one sports class, and even that sometimes goes away in examinations, etc. I'm not talking about school timetable. I'm talking about 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the evening, go out to play. If you don't play, your limbs don't grow. You will not physically fully form. You will not get enough D3 and sunshine for your brain to form. Besides, you learn team spirit, you'll be de-stressed, all of that. So O stands for outdoor play. A stands for reducing anxiety. You know, there's this whole book called The Anxious Generation, Gen Alpha. Did I continue and say, so Gen Z, you're Gen Alpha, okay? Gen Alpha and Gen Z, because of all the time they spent online, are very anxious. They're always concerned about what people are saying, if something's happening, FOMO. Please, A, be aware that you can be anxious. Avoid, do stuff without having to post it online. Today, we are all driven by what are we going to post. So try and do deep breathing. Every time you feel anxious, just breathe from your belly. Just 5 times. So A for reduction of anxiety. And D is deep sleep. Many, many children believe it's cool to sleep less. If you don't sleep 8 hours a day, your body will never recover and cannot grow. Sleep is the only time, even for adults by the way, the only time that the body can recoup, recover, renew. There are a lot of health challenges. People are dying because of lack of sleep. So that's road. R, O, A, D.
Fantastic, fantastic. So for the parents, the first book is very, very relevant. Dr. Shroff has been kind enough to get a few complimentary copies. She'll give it to you here. You can take it. For the parents, this is really very, very, I could get back my child as a friend after reading this book. My daughter is in 3rd year college and we are the best of friends today. You know what happens over a period of time, your teenager doesn't respond to you or you do not get the hang of what's really happening. Right? So you want to befriend your child and be your child's best friend, philosopher, guide, this is the book for you. Take it, read it along with your child, right? And this is for all the kids, 9th and 11th, 12thers, how to be safe in the internet world, even it's applicable for young adults, right? So we have a few copies of this book also, so you can take it and read it. Now for the teachers, we'll be sending a few copies for your library, right? You should actually take this book in the 0th period if you have one and read along with your children, right? Any other form of collaboration that we can do for the school, we're more than happy to do it. And for the parents, if you want us to come to your companies and do a similar session for your colleagues, we are more than happy. We have a cause of making this country back to a Vishwaguru status. That's why we're doing this Padyatra or this flight yatra that we are continuing. Today is the 106th event that we're doing in the last 1 year. So we want to continue doing that till the time India becomes a superpower in education again, right? With that, I'll take your leave. We can have a 5 minutes of question answers. Yeah, if in case any student or any parent wants to have a question or a chat. Yeah, anybody? Can you kindly give a yeah. Okay, fine. If you can kindly pass on a mic to the children. Yeah. And let us do a game then. So whoever is going to go ask a question is going to get a book. Is that fine? Yeah, Anita ma'am, you have the mic ready in your hand, right? Yeah, superb. So any parent wants to ask, any student wants to ask, feel free. So my friends here are going to give you 2 mics. One is the big one and the small one. Keep it together like this. Yeah, the lady here in the purple dress.
Day with our ma'am and the students and few parents here. So whosoever parents who haven't come today, I think they have missed something. So please tell your parents who are not coming and attending such things, please take some time, come and attend. It's a valuable time that they can give to themselves and to you people. Okay, so ma'am, regarding the timings, we say that 8 hours of sleep is needed. And the child from grade 10, 11, 12, they need to study for at least 5 hours. And then some recreation, spending time with the family. Then 9 hours of school. When they come back, it takes them 45 minutes to reach home, start home 45 minutes or 1 hour before. So finally what happens is they are reducing their sleep. So how to compensate this? Either reduce the study time or spending time with the family or the school time or sleep time. What to do?
So 10 to 6 is sleep time.
Okay, ma'am.
There is also the weekends to catch up. I have no idea. You should know what happens on Sundays. Sundays is all social media time. Therefore, catch up on Sundays. Catch up your study hours on Sundays or your sleep. I would rather you catch up your study hours on Sundays. But Sunday can be a digitally free day. Today, Sunday is a digital day. By just avoiding that 1 day of digitization, you'll be sorted.
Man, in spite of that, it's not being possible. Sunday we are trying to sit, talk with kids, make fun with them, do so many things. Make them sleep even till 9 or 10 o'clock. Don't wake them up at all because they need not go anywhere. So frankly speaking, I'm not putting, she's in grade 11 and I'm not put her in any tuitions because not to stress her for anything.
Excellent.
So because this what you told, like make them happy.
Yes, may I recommend that you keep a study log and a sleep log, both, and see how you can balance. Please keep a sleep and a study log both.
Okay.
Because so you can balance it, ultimately you can balance it. But keep it like week to week. Don't wait. You can't catch up on sleep 3 months later. 1 week, every week you try to tally in such a manner that she's getting everything. Gaming is important, studying is important, sleeping is important. Gaming as an outdoor.
Exactly.
Outdoor, not screen games.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you're asking me that question. I want to counter ask the question. How are they doing digital gamings for 6 hours?
Ma'am, they're not doing it.
Not your daughter, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm talking about society. Where is that 6 hour of gaming time coming? So please
Yes,
keep
I
a log,
know.
ma'am. Yeah, thank you.
You can raise your hand, please, for the next question. Yeah, all right. The child there, please. The girl there. The girl there. Oh, you want to ask? Meghala ma'am, I'm sorry. Next question goes to you. Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Namaste, Mom. Namaste, sir. I really enjoyed the session and it was really informative. So I had a question more from the perspective of peer pressure because as teenagers, I feel like a lot of us have this desire to be known in a group, and due to particular situations, we don't want to leave the group either because we feel we wouldn't be included in particular conversations. Yeah. So how do you think we should counter it as a teenager?
Right. That's a very, very good question. A lot of us, especially at your age, do things to belong, to be included, right? So here's what, the answer is in your question. Just as you're asking the question, there are many others who are doing it for the same reason, to feel included, right? You can tell that through the body language, through the lack of appropriate involvement, all of that. What you should start to do is first talk within the group to one or two people who are like you, and perhaps form a group of like-minded people. Slowly, as all the children begin to understand that this is not so cool, we'll get there. But that's a time-taking process. But since you've already understood it, create your micro group of people who are really like-minded people. Because peers will go a long way. We get influenced with each other. So that's what is satsang. Please choose the right group. They're going to influence you. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. The next question, please. Yeah, the child there, the boy there who's raised his hand up.
How about she controls it?
Okay.
She has already.
Okay. I thought I got three from here.
Yeah. For people like on the... Okay. So for people on the phone who are like just dropping out of the phone, reducing the screen time, do you have any recommendations to do in the rest of the time? Other than studying, any recommendations?
That's the question, other than studying.
Thank you. See, this is a real question. Because we've forgotten that there's a real world beyond screen time. I will recommend, stand up, I won't talk to you. Do you have any interests like dancing, singing, painting, any game? What interest?
I have some interests in chess and reading.
Start playing chess. Read. What other games do you watch on TV or on your screen? What games?
I watch like football and others.
Start playing football. Don't watch football. Play football. You'll be so tired, you won't ask this question to anybody anymore. Any game. Any outdoor game is extremely strenuous. So, my recommendation to you, start becoming a footballer. Yeah? Or a chess player. Real games, not digital games. Yeah?
Thanks.
I think that ma'am is controlling the floor. Let her do it, please.
Yeah, among the second mic also, chota wala.
One minute, ma. 1 minute.
Namaste, Mom. I want to talk about racism.
You want to talk about?
Racism.
Racism. Awesome.
Fantastic child. Fantastic.
It's an extension of bullying. You know, I've been saying this. The person who is bullying needs more help than the person who is being bullied. In racism is lack of tolerance. Lack of tolerance called color is, you have to be like whitewash. If you're not like whitewash, then you have a comment to make. You have to have a certain kind of a body, you have to have certain kind of height, you have to have certain kind of diction while speaking. You have to come from only Coimbatore. If you come from a rural area, you're less privileged. The person who's bullying lacks maturity. The person who's bullying needs help, not the person who's being bullied. Seriously. So thank you for raising that. It's an extension of the bully. The bully is a bully because the child doesn't have the right environment to be mature, whether it's at home or outside. Yeah? So let's all help the bully because the bully needs help. Yeah? Stay strong.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Gia. I have a question, ma'am.
Yes,
As you said, okay. As you said, we have to stay away from social media and focus on our studies the most. But then there are a lot of bullying, LGBTQs are getting bullied. To cool our minds, we use social media. So how is this wrong?
For cooling your mind, why will you not go outdoor and play? Why won't you go for a run outdoor? Try jogging. Huh? She's an extrovert.
Ma'am, it is hard to work. It is hard for an introvert person to do that. How to?
Ma'am, an introvert is the only person who can run alone. I'm not asking you to run in groups. I'm saying go for a run alone. Cycling, running, music. Jogging, music, dancing, painting, gardening, cooking, sewing, embroidering, fashion design, hairstyling, makeup. Check out a list of hobbies online and do everything. Start running. Try running.
So, ma'am, you're talking about the predators online, right? So, parents don't really let girls go outside because they're scared of the predators offline. What do you say about that?
This is true. Parents don't like girls to go outside after it is dark to lonely places. Between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, in your neighborhood, play. I am not asking you to go cycling at 9 at night. Safety first. When the sun is setting between 5 and 7 in the evening, it is still safe. Go to the closest in your neighborhood, run, jog, do anything with your hand and your leg. I am not talking about partying. I am not talking about sleepovers. I don't even recommend them. I am not asking you to stay alone and be risky after 9 o'clock in the evening or when it's dark. That is what parents don't like. They're very happy with you going out to play between 5 and 7, especially if you're in a neighborhood. Try that. You know how the mind is? Mind is finding an answer not to do. How about you try and tell your mind, how can I do? How can I play outdoor between 5 and 7? Yeah?
Yeah, adding one point to that, the body is such that the first day you may find it difficult, the moment you go to play or run or jog or cycle or do whatever, physical activities. 3 days in a row you do it, the 4th day your body will start to demand. 10 days in a row, your body will get accustomed. 1 month in a row, you will not be able to live without that exercise of that half an hour, 45 minutes. That's how the body clock works.
Do yoga. Your mother will love you for doing yoga. She will not say don't go out. Stay home and do yoga. Skipping. Skipping.
So, what can we do to prevent cyberbullying?
Thank you. This is what we'll do. Raise your voice. Okay? Talk to somebody, talk to your class teacher, talk to your mother, talk to your friends. Raise your voice. Say that so-and-so is saying this to me, what should I do? You have to know that you're not wrong. The bully is wrong. So talk to a responsible adult and bring the adult in the picture. Talk to your class teachers, talk to your counselors, talk to your parents, talk to your friends who will understand you. Raise your voice. And once the person knows that you're talking to people, remember, a bully is a coward. If the bully was brave, they would do it in front, na? They wouldn't do it behind. The bully will get scared. The minute you raise your voice and tell others, bully will get scared. Yeah? All the bullies in the room, you know that you're a bully. I'm not sitting here to wrong you. You're also a child. You have to know that bullying is not the right thing to do. You have to know something has happened. If you're hitting people, if you're bullying people, it's because you don't love yourself enough. You've got to be secure within yourself and stop hurting others. So if you're a bully and you know you're a bully, even if others don't, stop it. It's not going to be helpful for you. If anything, in future, it's only going to harm you. Not for anybody else's sake, for your own sake, please stop being a bully.
Ma'am, how to avoid distractions and excuses?
I know. So if you're not online, distractions are easy. First, try to not be online too often. 1 hour a day, distraction, allow you. So, you know how we say when you're studying for 2-3 hours, every 2 hours you should take a 15-minute break? Because your mind can't concentrate. But in those 15 minutes, we get hooked to a reel and it becomes 2 hours. And then it becomes anxiety because 2 hours has gone by, right? In those 15 minutes, if you go out to run, you can't run more than 15 minutes. So you'll come back refreshed. Take outdoor breaks, not device breaks. When you start doing outdoor, you will grow stronger, both mentally and physically. Yeah? Outdoor is the answer. Yes.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes.
So what is your perspectives on parents putting their children's in tuitions and pressurizing them to get full marks, and what would be your advice to such kind of parents?
Yes. Fair question. So, you know, parents do pressurize often their students to get, their children to get good marks, okay? For those parents, I want to say this, that there's a plethora of, and you, if your parent is here, fantastic. If not, please go back and have this discussion. There's a plethora of professional careers available today, right? My recommendation is around 9th or 10th grade, do an aptitude test, know which areas you want to go. For example, if you want to be an architect, if you get 75-80% in the reasonable amount of marks, you'll get into a good college. You don't need to get 99. But if you're a good student and you have the potential for 99, you should not settle for 70. That is the important part. You have to be your fullest potential. If you have the capability of getting 90, because of distraction, why should you get 70? But if you don't have the capability, plan your career. The reason you're in school is to get into the right college to make a life, right? So plan that. If it is about designing, go and see how much marks they need for getting into college. And then work backwards. Yeah? Be responsible about it. Yes, please, last question.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
This is Purnima.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask a question as a teacher. During PTMs, we have so many parents who ask that, ma'am, please tell our child not to use device at home. So we are sitting here in the school. In the school, we can limit the time. But when the child is at home, like, being me, I will prefer to say directly that it's you who are giving them devices, so not to give it to them. But then they feel offended. No, ma'am, you please guide us. So as a teacher during PTMs, when this question comes to me, how should I guide them not to use it?
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, sometimes parents believe that if their children are in a good school, their job as parenting is done. And that's why really the first book is on parenting. The first book is on parenting. Because it talks about why the major influence in a child's life is that of a parent. However, they may believe that a teacher is important. Of course, a teacher is important. But if the parent hasn't put the right seeds, we can't nurture the seeds. So you should turn around and say, first, let me guide you to be watchful of what the dangers are online and why you should restrict screen time. We are leaving these books with you. Feel free to, I've seen that teachers actually refer to some chapters. And it may be easier for you to say, here's a book that talks about the dangers, see, chapter so-and-so, so-and-so, look at the dangers, and that's why you should control. So you have to really onboard their decision-making and their responsibility for parenting. We can't be parents. We have a lot of things to do in schools, and that's why schools have to partner with parents. Otherwise, we really will have a very anxious and a society that we cannot control. Yeah? Thanks, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. Ma'am, you've been kind enough to call us here and to make us talk to the parents and the students. I hope you get something out of this, and you can take a few copies of the book. We are carrying a few copies. There's an email ID on the book, right, on the third page of the book. In case you want to write back to us or ask any further questions, feel free. Thank you much.
Thank you. Stay safe. God bless you. Please stay safe. And concentrate on being a student and nothing else. Everything else can wait. Lots of love and blessings. God bless.
Thank you, ma'am and sir, for that very insightful and important session. Now, it's time to express our gratitude. Here, we have a memo, we have a memento, a token of our appreciation. We request our principal, sir, Mr. Peter Dunoon, to kindly present the token to Dr. Manjula Shroff. And we kindly ask our beloved correspondent ma'am to say a few words. As we conclude this incredible first session of our Ruh Lit Fest, it is my privilege to thank you all who made it a resounding success. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest speaker for this session, Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff. Thank you, ma'am. We are deeply honored by your presence. Thank you all for gracing this occasion and inspiring us with your dedication for the written word. Through your words, parents and teens may better communicate and connect to create meaningful relationships. Our beloved founder and correspondent, Dr. Manimegalai Mohan, has been a visionary presence from the inception of this event. We thank you for your unwavering support and guidance, ma'am. We are truly grateful for the support and leadership of our esteemed directors, Ms. Shrisha and Mr. Nitin. We thank you for your steadfast commitment to excellence in everything RUH represents and your inspiring leadership. A special note of thanks to our respected principals from the SSVM group of schools. I would like to take a moment to extend gratitude to our principal, Mr. Peter Danoon, whose love for language and literature is now being manifested in an incredible event like this. Thank you, sir, for bringing this festival of literature to life. We are also grateful to our valuable partners, Omnibooks, the Hindu publications, and Happy Reads, for joining hands with us in the celebration of literature. Your support has added a meaningful dimension into this festival. To our dear parents and students, thank you for being a part of this journey. Your enthusiasm and participation makes events like the Ruh Lit Fest vibrant and meaningful. To all the teachers and staff who are working tirelessly behind the scenes, a heartfelt thanks and appreciation. Here's to a Lit Fest that leaves us all inspired and enriched. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.
Ma'am has consented to sign a few books of hers personally and give it to us. Ma'am, we are so thankful. It is a very kind gesture that you have extended towards us. Thank you so much. We also request our dear correspondent, ma'am, to come on stage. They want a photograph with you, ma'am. They want a photograph with you, especially on stage. Parents, please be seated. Ma'am will sign the books, and then it is a great pleasure and an honor to have the books personally signed by her and given to us, right? So one round of applause for Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff. Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Manjula, ma'am, and also to our correspondent. Thank you, ma'am.